The global economy is currently dangling by a thread, and it all comes down to a narrow stretch of water just 21 miles wide. After 5 weeks of devastating conflict, the United States and Iran have agreed to a sudden 2-week ceasefire. The primary goal is to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and save international supply chains from total collapse. But despite the diplomatic victory laps and a massive 10-point peace proposal presented by Tehran, the reality on the water tells a terrifying story. Shipping lanes remain virtually paralyzed. Commercial vessels are taking dangerous detours, and the threat of destruction still looms large over travelers. Welcome to the most critical geopolitical standoff in the world right now. To understand how we arrived at this fragile pause, we have to look at the sheer chaos of the past 5 weeks. On February 28, 2026, a massive conflict erupted involving the US, Israel, and Iran. Almost immediately, Tehran effectively blockaded the Strait of Hormuz, cutting off one of the planet's most vital maritime arteries. This move sent violent shockwaves through the global economy, spiking energy prices and exposing the massive vulnerabilities of our supply chains. On April 6th, US and Israeli strikes took out top Iranian military officials, including Majid Kademi, head of IRGC intelligence, and the commander of the Quds Force Special Operations Unit, Asghar Bagheri. The violence reached a fever pitch by April 7th, when the US launched strikes on Iran's Karg Island. Donald Trump warning that civilization itself would perish that very night if Iran refused to make a deal. Amidst these maneuvers, it was revealed that a missing US crew member, whose jet was shot down, was successfully rescued. Then, abruptly, a breakthrough happened. Donald Trump announced a double-sided ceasefire following discussions with Pakistan's leadership. The core condition from the US was straightforward: the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz. In response, Iran delivered a 10-point proposal. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi confirmed the ceasefire would allow safe passage. It calls for the cessation of wars in Iraq, Lebanon, and Yemen, and a permanent end to the war on Iran. Iran is demanding full compensation for reconstruction and a total commitment to lifting all international sanctions. In exchange, Iran has fully committed to not possessing any nuclear weapons. While Iranian media frames this as a victory, the agreement is delicate. The ceasefire might exist on paper, but the fear is real. Average traffic was 138 ships a day. By Wednesday afternoon, only 3 tankers, the NJ Earth, Daytona Beach, and Hai Long 1 crossed. Iran is actively telling ships in the Gulf that any vessel crossing without their explicit permission will be targeted. Ship tracking data shows they are hugging a northern route, passing dangerously close to the Iranian coastline. This choke point handles 1/5 of the world's oil. The danger to the global supply chain could cause worldwide shortages of medicine and food. In Lebanon, at least 203 people have died following recent Israeli airstrikes. The world is on edge. The US government recently advised its embassy staff in Abuja to depart, following the death of Brigadier General Hosseini Brahma. Amidst this, the Artemis II crew is returning to Earth after successfully flying around the moon. The clock is officially ticking. We have just 2 weeks to see if this 10-point peace plan holds. The world is closely watching the water.